Now, many of Sarah Palin's Tea Party endorsements fared very well in this election. She's just released a post-election ad evoking the spirit of Ronald Reagan. Let's take a listen.
Across the country, everyday Americans are standing up and they're speaking out. And based on what I've seen, there is more than enough reason to have faith in America.
She is a very big winner now. She's a big force. She can she's a kingmaker, to her credit. And that's good in the sense that her politics are very good for America. The only question I have is, will the Republicans give a darn?
Do you think an ad like this, in which she in effect says that it's a brand new day for America, do you think that this could be the very first campaign ad for Sarah Palin for 2012?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't any idea what she's thinking. She's very ambitious. She's very successful. Let's wait and see.
Who do you support for president in 2012?
At this time, someone who's not running, Jim DeMint.
What do you think he brings to the table, or what is it about him specifically that you like?
Well, for one, he was working the conservative beat when it was completely unpopular. He was rejected by his own party for being too conservative. He's now come out as a big kingmaker in the legislative elements of things. He's also a great gentleman. He's a fine speaker. He speaks in a measured tone and very, very directly, but also very quietly. I think he's very electable. I don't know whether he wants to run. I'll tell you who would be a great vice presidential candidate with him. An African-American gentleman named Colonel Allen West out of Florida, who just won Congress despite all odds, despite smear campaigns. What a ticket that would be. DeMint and West, I think they could win easily.
All right. And you think they have what it takes to beat Obama then? Or, say, Hillary Clinton or Kucinich?
Well, now that's another story. Hillary Clinton is a formidable opponent. I'm not so sure that the Republicans could easily beat her if they're going to run Sarah Palin, because they're going to take her experience, that is Hillary's experience, and they're going to use it against anyone the Republicans run. And that is a real challenge for the Republican Party.
All right, well, let's talk about some of the issues. In your view, should Obamacare be repealed? I know that's been a big priority for Republicans.
I spend an entire chapter in Trickle Up Poverty describing the Frankenstein of Obamacare. Few people know what's actually in the bill. I spent months reading the bill. I digest it, absorb it, and I warn America, they've seen nothing yet. They absolutely have to study it themselves and make up their own minds. Obamacare is worse than Cuban medical care. Everyone loses. The only winners are the special interests who will be running both the insurance business, the medical business, and the supply business. The measured care for people will give seniors less care, and the costs will go through the ceiling, and the type of doctor we're going to get is not going to be on par with what we are used to.
Michael, the Fed just announced that it'll buy $600 billion in bonds. Senator Judd Gregg, the Republican from New Hampshire, says the U.S. could soon become another Greece. Do you agree?
Soon become another Greece? I think the only thing separating us from Greece right now is the color of the currency. It's all funny money. It's shocking. I mean, what do they mean by buying these bonds? What they mean is they're going to print money. What they mean is they're going to diminish the value of everyone's dollar in their pocket by 10 to 15 or 20%. It's a nightmare to think that we have such amateurs in charge of our money supply. It's a disaster. Instead of doing that, they should cut spending by 20%. They should fire 20% of the federal bureaucracy, eliminate whole departments. Then you would see the dollar strengthen and the world start to pay attention to us in a serious way again.
What about national security? Do you think President Obama will change his approach to the threat of radical Islam in the wake of the recently thwarted mail bomb terror plots?
No, I don't think so. I think he's in denial, just as he is with the results of the election. I don't think when you have a president and a Department of Homeland Security and an FBI that refuse to even acknowledge radical Islam as the enemy, what chance do we have to even identify the enemy? The only people who know who the enemy is are the soldiers in Afghanistan and Iraq, by the way, who are still taking bullets with the name Radical Islam written all over them. This president is living in a dreamland. He's like King Ludwig II of ancient Bavaria. And I have a terrible fear he's going to get much worse before he's reined in by his own party.
Michael, thanks so much for joining us. Where can folks find your best-selling book, Trickle Up Poverty?
Oh, they better find it in every bookstore in America.
All right, Michael Savage, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.